All right, guys, back in the shop today. We've got my buddy's 2021 Sportster up in rack, and today we're going to start the teardown process and make sure that we do a thorough job, so that way we know we've got all the bits and pieces. If for any reason it needs to go back to the way it was, if he doesn't like the comfortability of the ride or whatever, you know what I mean, it'll be an easy process for us to return back to stock. And then I might be able to add some of those parts to it today. If not, I'm not in a big hurry for this project, and I definitely want to make sure that this thing is done correctly and up to what I would want to see myself riding. If you can't tell myself, this is the one thing I can really kind of boast about, is how well I put together a motorcycle, I guess you could say. I don't have the funds to do exactly everything I would love to do, especially to that one, but over time we're going to see this thing getting built up and becoming probably one of the baddest ones out there. I forgot to kind of give a bit of a backstory on this bike. Okay, so 2021 Sportster 1200 Iron, one of the last bikes, one of the last Sportsters in the Iron family being made. They didn't make this bike after 21, so I'm lucky enough to have sold this bike to Josh, my buddy, and another one of his co-workers. I sold him his bike too, and I've got a gnarly story on that one. I even still have the tire back there from that incident. But yes, ma'am, they're walking down there right now. Oh yeah, no, they're good. You're welcome. No worries. I don't know about you guys, but for me, this whole thing with YouTube, you can't obviously have somebody else's produced music in the background. It's copyright, right? So for me, I just put my headphones in, kind of like if I'm going for a ride on my bike. I put my headphones in, I throw my helmet on, and I'm out. But I have a question. What is your preference of music? What do you guys listen to? For me, it's heavy metal all day. Every now and then I'll switch it up and put in some hip hop or, you know, whatever else. But well, that's so kind of cool. These bars And these bars and risers are actually off of my 22 lowrider S. So it kind of maxes out the speedometer length. So anything past that, you'll need a cable extension, but we just barely made it. Let's see, we're getting new grips and everything like that today. So the front end can kind of get squared away. We still have the Memphis shades to go on. Sissy bar, it's all bolt-on stuff, and then a couple of other little items right there, but nothing we can't handle, right? But man, look at this thing. All right, I know, but I got the exhaust to replace it. If anybody's back at it, man. Got the 2021 Sportster Iron 1200, and we are pretty much going to wrap up the handlebar. And so with that being said, we got the end cap already in, something that's a loose fitting item. And one thing that I always struggle with is the throttle tube, so I went ahead and already done that. But other than that, man, we can go ahead and rip into the rest of the bike assembly. And I know that we got a headlight to put in, got some blinkers to potentially try and put on. And all right, so no half-assing around here. So we went ahead, I deepened the blinkers so that way I can feed the wire up and through the bar. So we're gonna go ahead and catch this side on camera. We're gonna go ahead and pull this guy. This, of course, is now going to be routed back down here. And yeah, let's go ahead and get after it, man. Let's get you guys positioned to where we can assess the damage and see what we can get accomplished. You know, the Houston class to build and work on, and I'm sure we'll be seeing this thing down the road again, because we're definitely going to be getting into some rides with the boys and trying to come up on another bike that we can get into the shop and get going and see if we can build something else. Not gonna lie, kind of makes me want to build out my own sporty, like a drive setup with how this legs will stick. So we'll do like a hand lift and some back bars. Do us a favor and get rid of some more unnecessary business in the way. Memphis Shades gauntlet fairing with the Memphis Shades Sportster bracketry. And then we're going to go ahead and remount his Kamimoto. And